let's talk about the second largest automotive company in the world. Although Stellantis is certainly coming up trying to give them some run for the money. And I think Kia, Hyundai Kia also is getting close. So, but for now, I think they're still number two. So you're saying Volkswagen lost a lot of unit sales over the last, 2 or 3 years, right?
Yeah, they dropped 500,000 last year.
500,000 just a year.
Yeah, just last year. And in my opinion, it's because they don't have the EVs, and their two biggest markets, it's Europe and China, that is rushing towards EVs. And they actually have a bit of trouble in China because their EVs is not very high tech. Volkswagen has done the mistake of just building an electric car and thought that was what people wanted. And then they found out, oh my God, they also want great software. So I think it was a perfect example of they kind of got halfway up the ladder of how what percentage of their production was EVs compared to the EV share of the market. And they kind of dropped the other half in sales. Someone like Toyota managed to stay at 10.5 million in 2022. Don't know how they managed to do that, but maybe because US is the biggest market and that's still only like 6% of EV market share yet. But Volkswagen is a great example of what is happening right now and happened last year, that if you can't keep up with the EV market share that is growing, and you're down here in EV market share of your production, then you will lose that amount of EVs pretty much, or unit sales, of course. Yeah.
So do you think that Volkswagen's market share on EVs is not there because they're not producing enough, or do you think that the product is wrong?
I think they're not producing enough. In China, they have a little bit of more of a problem. I think they have problem with them not being technical enough. They don't have the software. They come over and see a Tesla and test drive that one and have great software. They open the frunk and see a frunk and they try the acceleration and everything is good. And then they go over and try the ID.4 compared to the Model Y, pretty much the same price now. And then you have no frunk, you have no driver assist features whatsoever, and you have buggy software, and it's not fun to drive because they don't have any acceleration pretty much. Even their Volkswagen's own RS team that makes their performance cars has been out saying that MEB platform will not get the RS logo on them because they're simply not good enough. So I think in China, they do have a little bit of a problem with not having good enough cars, or the kind of cars that the Chinese people want. But in Europe, I do think they have. I don't think that the European people are so tech orientated as the Chinese people are. If you can make a decent selling EV, the people will buy it. And we can see it kind of in the waiting list they have right now. The Skoda Enyaq, for example, that Volkswagen the group is making. Great EV, nothing wrong with that. Decent range, decent charging, nice big SUV that most people want here in Europe if they don't buy the little hatchback. And that in Germany, that car has a 2 years waiting list now.
Oh, wow.
And it's not like, yeah, but they're selling 200,000 of, no, they sold 12,000 Skoda Enyaqs last year in Germany, and they have a 2 year waiting list. So that's not because people don't want it. That's because they're not producing enough of it. So I think they blame it all on semiconductor shortage and supply chain issues and all that. And that probably have a big part to play as well. But I also think they're just not ready for the next kind of level of scaling with batteries and materials and all that kind of stuff. I think we're going to see that with Ford and GM as well, because they have mostly been, there's a lot of demand. We have to raise our target. It's no longer 1 million in 25. It's 2 million. But how will you get there? We don't know, but we just raised the target. It's all good. Nothing to see here. So I think actually Volkswagen has done a little bit more strategic planning here than those guys. But they are kind of pushing everything back right now. Not just the Trinity platform that they wanted to build in 2026. and they wanted to build a whole new factory that should be ready in 2026, but all that has been pushed out. But they also stopped one of the battery factories they wanted to produce here in Europe that should come online next year, I believe. The first one should come online, then was 27 or something like that, and get to those 240 gigawatt hours of batteries. But one of those battery plant has been like put on hold as well. So it really seems to me like Volkswagen is kind of pulling the brakes a little bit here on this ramp. And I kind of think it's because the Trinity platform is not ready, the software is not ready, and they are losing a lot of money. They thought they could quickly get to profitable on EVs, but they're still losing money. So for them to scale up to 1 million and then lose $1,000 on each car that's a lot of money when they're already bleeding, kind of.
Yeah. So now you have new leadership there.
Yeah.
You've got German work rules. You've got union ownership issue. What do you think about all that? How does that affect Volkswagen going forward? Are they going to be able to, is this new guy, the new CEO, is he showing us anything? I haven't really heard much from them in terms of their vision.
Yeah. I think that what Toyota did, getting the new CEO, was a great move and the right man, and seems like they want to head the right way. But firing Herbert Diess, and that really was the one pushing Volkswagen, trying to, come on guys, EVs is the future. They had 2 meetings within a year about catching up to Tesla, and it was Herbert Diess that was out saying that Tesla could build the Model 3 in 10 hours, and they spent 30 hours building the ID.3. So that was all Herbert Diess that shared all this with us and invited Elon into this big board member meeting almost with all the 120 managers, and trying to tell how do we build more efficiently. And now they have a guy that kind of everything that Herbert Diess has talked about, the Trinity platform that will come in 2026, and this new cheaper model that will come out in 2026, and the software that will come out in 2026, and the batteries they will be producing. It's all at the end of the decade, maybe, So I think it's and now they kind of dip their toe in talking about e-fuel suddenly, like no, what you doing, Volkswagen? get back in line. The train is running this way. We need to be on it. So I think they are heading the wrong way. And but Herbert Diess was really fighting the board of Volkswagen, trying to convince them this was the right move. And now he's gone, and it doesn't seem like the next CEO is willing to take up that fight.
So I'm gonna put my number out there again and see if you think I'm totally crazy. But because they do have some platforms, they do have some cars, they do have some even acceptance of the product in market, more experience with building electric cars, I'm going to put them in 2027 at around a 3 million run rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that could be possible.
Okay, a little bit. So they'll be a little bit bigger than Toyota in terms of their electric cars by that time, which might be all that anybody's making.
Yeah.
Lars, as always, it's genuinely a pleasure to have you on my show. And your show is doing phenomenal. I keep watching your numbers, just keep going up and up and up. So congratulations on that. And you seem to be taking lots of vacation. So that's good.
Yeah. Trying to relax a little bit.
Do a little relaxing. All right. Well, any last words for my audience today, and then we'll let you go.
Yeah, this has just started. This is just getting started. I think Investor Day was really a good showcase of this is just getting started with the whole energy side of the business, robot side of the business, it's charging infrastructure. I think, there's just so much stuff. Because people are always asking me, don't you run out of things to say? Like new videos, like not when it comes to Tesla. No, like we just getting started.
All right. Well, great, Lars. Again, lovely to have you here. Hey, everybody, go to his channel, sign up for his channel, sign up for his Patreons. follow him on Twitter, do all that stuff. I'll make sure all of that information is in the information below. And, you can like this channel too, if you kind of liked what we just did. And Lars, see you again soon, we hope.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Randy.
All right, great.
Click the link below to get your paperback, Kindle, or audiobook now.